Right, so I want to document it. I want to get this on camera just because I feel like this will be, I want to document the process of an idea that I've got rather than just me coming up with the idea, making it work, and then standing on camera and saying, here's the idea, here's the competition, and then finishing off. So I want to document the entire process, and also at the same time meet with you guys to see which bits of this is a good idea, which is a bad idea. So I've got this idea that I want to do a competition, and I was thinking we've done the let's give a studio day away, and I was thinking I want to be more involved in the actual competition prize. And I was thinking what I'd like to do is I would like to have, this is my idea, 8 hours, 8 bands session where we do a competition giveaway, and each band that wins gets 1 hour slot, 1 hour session. Now in that session they'll have to get themselves down to Brighton, but we will hire out a really good live room, rehearsal room, with a backline where bands can just come straight in. They'll have to adhere to the time frame. We've only got 1 hour, and in that time they're going to set up very quickly because it's our backline, so they're allowed to bring pedals and breakables, but it'll be like a gig. They have to set up their stuff, then they're going to perform a 10 to 15 minute slot, 3 songs maximum, and then in that 10 to 15 minutes I get to watch what it is that they're doing, what their live show is like, and then we'll have about 40-ish minutes that in that time what I want to do is I want to work on helping them with possibly their live show if there's certain things that they can fix with that. Any elements of the band visually that need work, if there's anything that I can spot that I think needs to be taken to the next level. And then what I'd also like to do then is once we've done that part, that'd be like the live section effectively for the first half of it. And then what I want to do is I want to sit down and I want to do a full MOT on the band's social media. So I want to see what the band's doing with their social media, what their plan is for social media, how we can improve it, what targets we can put into place, and actually let them go away with those kind of social media strategy with the targets. Then on top of that, we'll film the entire thing. So we'll put it into a vlog, but at the same time, we'll be able to feature the band and give it a bit of airtime. And at the same time, what that does mean is if bands don't want to be seen on camera, if they don't want to be doing it, then they shouldn't enter. But it means that hopefully bands will get a bit of a push, some excitement, some more footage. We'll be able to shoot some of the live stuff, and we'll be able to give them a full MOT of their social media, and at the same time I'll be able to see them play a mini gig. I know it's not a full gig, but they can pick their best 3 songs. I can see how it works and give them some ideas for what to improve. So we can kind of basically do a 1 hour full-on MOT of their band to actually push. So I feel like we'll need a month to kind of plan it. So we could do a video, like we'll film this and we'll put this out as an idea to see what comes back from it if bands are interested, which I think they will be. Then what we do, I think we'll do a video and piece the camera. We'll get some online flyers and we'll push it on all the socials. So that's my idea. And if we do it as, I like the idea of hiring the rehearsal room for the entire day, for 12 hours, but it has to be back to back. So when we were at BIM, we used to do the shows where you'd have 30 bands on literally a night, and everyone told us we couldn't do it because you can't do 30 bands, and it was one song and it was on and off and on, and obviously there's logistics, but it always worked really well. It was always really exciting and fun. So the band gets 1 hour. If they're late, it just eats into their time. If they miss the slot, it just eats into their time, and it literally was just get in, do the hour, as soon as we finished, photo, video, boosh, out again. So that's my plan. I feel like it will take a few weeks to actually not only put it all together, but for bands to get their stuff together. Now I haven't thought about what the bands will have to do to win the competition prize. Firstly, that's my idea. I was thinking about it last night of how we could do something a bit different, what competition that we can do that involves my time as opposed to just some money. Yeah. Because I just don't want to do that. Oh, bands need more photos, bands need more video demos, because we've got to the point now where literally hundreds and hundreds of bands are now watching this, and we give away one demo day, which is brilliant, and I still like doing that, but I want to do something where more bands can get
More
involved.
content for you as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And if I can do, if this works, then we could potentially even do it once a month, because it'll cost us a couple of £100 to source the rehearsal room, and we've got all the background. We can take that down ourselves anyway if the rehearsal room hasn't got it. And bands will have to pay for themselves to get there if they're coming from Manchester, but I feel like it'll be a worthwhile trip for them if they're doing that. So that's my idea. So am I missing anything logistically with that idea? And number two, what can we do as a competition entry, if that makes sense?
Yeah. Is an hour enough time?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that.
Because even once you've actually chatted to them for 5 minutes, like that's a pretty big percentage out of an hour, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've just been like, oh hi, who are you, blah blah blah. Like,
I quite like the idea of it being frantic.
Yeah.
1 hour, get in, get your background, and also it depends on how we market it over the next month. The thing is I realistically haven't got. I could set aside a day and I could shift everything and say, right, I'm going to clear my entire diary for that day, no meetings, nothing, and then we'll have that 12-hour day. So then it depends on how many bands we want to fit into that day. I don't mind working straight through. I don't mind if we get there at 10 and we work straight through till midnight. That doesn't bother me. We'll just get food brought in.
Yeah.
I want it to be something which we can roll out to as many bands as we can fit in, rather than just say doing 2 bands and spending 3 or 4 hours with.
do 6 bands, 2 hours each, and do 12-hour days. Not that bad, is it?
Like an hour and a half each, just to get a little bit more time just to set up. Because
Yeah.
I'm just thinking all bands always take longer than what I would anticipate to get their backline set up and set up the pedals and everything.
But I agree with that. But when you've only got 5 minutes, or it starts eating into your show, it's surprising how quick bands how quick bands can be. Again, it does depend, because some will have keyboards and so. I do understand that some bands are very simple to set up, and some bands are more complicated. The thing is, as well, is when you deal with festivals, usually you literally walk straight on the stage. You don't have a sound check, and you literally go plug in. And if you have got some kind of electronic devices that you have to plug in to play along to, then good luck. Or you must have that with with all the backline stuff that you play, because there's stuff that you play to click maybe.
Yeah.
So sometimes it just is a case of if you haven't got time for it. But I don't want to make it. I don't want to torture bands. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to waste time. So I want to make sure that if we are going to have, for example, a 14-hour day, then in that 14-hour day we're maximizing every minute, and I'm not standing around for 20 minutes while bands do sound checks and get things ready.
Yeah, I get that. That does make sense, but an hour is quite savage, isn't it?
I'm quite a savage guy. So maybe slightly less bands with slightly more time, we're thinking.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you're booking it out for 12 hours, and then you did an hour and a half each, that's 12 hours.
Sorry, how many bands?
8 bands
8 bands, hour and a half.
for 12 hours.
There's still
Okay.
a lot of bands that could benefit that way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we still do 8 bands.
You could say your time finishes here,
Yeah.
but it's just a little leeway, just in case.
Okay.
Because I think it will inevitably overrun,
Yeah.
and we'll
good point.
struggle to get time back.
Okay,
on that.
so we'll still do our 8 bands, but instead of 8 bands, 8 hours, we'll try and get the rehearsal room from 10 in the morning until midnight, and then we'll book them in with hour and a half slots.
And a lot of delivery.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of pizza. So, okay, yeah, that's cool. What can we? So one thing I don't want to do is I'm really torn, because I don't want to do some kind of. I want it to be beneficial for the audience and beneficial for the bands. I want it to be beneficial for us and what we're doing. But I don't want to do some kind of go and get all your friends to like my YouTube, because I just think that's bullshit. Because the problem with that is, I want people to, and this is something we talk about quite a lot, but I want people to like my social media platforms because they want to like my social media platforms, and I want them to like my YouTube because I want them to genuinely want to watch my YouTube channel, and I don't want people to just like it for the sake of it, because then it's just vanity metrics. So I don't want it to be some kind of like promotion like that. But I also think could be a really good opportunity. So I want it to be something which is where you actually have to put a bit of work into it, so that it's not only the strong will survive, and the people who really, really want it will actually get through. So I don't want to make it too difficult, but at the same point, I don't want it to just be one of those TV questionnaires where it's so obvious that they just get millions of people who enter it just for the sake of it, if that makes sense. So maybe we should do something like a video where the band actually have to get together and video, even on a phone, but video them saying that they want to be a part of it, and something like that, where they actually get to get the band together, and it's not just, oh, I'll just post a link to my band, because that's the bit where anyone can do that. And whilst loads of people will do it, then we have the problem where people say, oh, I thought we would do it, but the guitarist can't make it, or the drummer can't make it, and that's going to waste our time trying to whittle through, because it's going to come through to you, and you're going to have 150 bands wanting to do this. 30 of them realistically can do it. So I want to make it so that if the bands are going to take this on, they're going to be serious from the start. And I'd rather have 20 people actually wanting to do it that we can whittle down, rather than 150 people that say they want to do it when 20 of them can.
Yeah.
So how about we do something like, you have to get your entire band together, all of them. So if it's a 5-piece band, we'll check on their Facebook, but all the band have to get together, and they have to actually do a piece to camera saying that they want to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good. Because that puts everyone on an equal level as well, because I'm pretty sure like any band could do that, because it's to find something that is accessible for every band
Yeah.
to kind of get in with. So that sounds good to me.
And the other thing I want to make sure of, because every so often bands will get in touch and want to do a Skype, or they'll want to have a meeting. And when I say I film all the meetings, sometimes they go, oh, I don't really want to be on camera. So this whole thing will be filmed, and everything will be shot, and everything will go out. So it's going to be some good exposure for bands, but at the same point, if they don't want to be in that light of almost discussing strategies, or looking like they don't know about social media, and therefore they're worried about that, they probably shouldn't enter this. And I want to make that clear.
It's like a little test.
Yeah, because they are going to be on camera, and once I've got that footage, I'm putting it out regardless. So if they don't like it, they probably shouldn't enter it. So, and again, that's what this is about, so people can start to see it. So I reckon the dates that we've looked at with the calendar of when you're around, I'm around, and is probably, and it is enough time, it's probably going to be either the 13th or 14th of June, which is about a month and a week, just over a month.
Are you want to do it on a weekend?
No, that's
this month.
Oh.
So if we did it on the 30th, I think that's a Tuesday and a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So one of us ring. If we're looking for, I want it to be visually a really exciting live room. I don't want it to be just a rehearsal room that we have to get in, especially if we're going to be there for 14 hours. So I want it to be a decent, not just a decent backline, because we can bring that in, but I want it to be a decent room. What's the options?
There is the new Ush Tours building, which is over
My gym.
by our gym.
We can just do it in your gym. Kill two birds with one stone.
That's, I mean, I don't know what the prices are on that, but
I'm not sure.
it won't.
Looked really cool though, and those guys were looking at it before.
It does look cool. It's a cool looking building. It's a big rehearsal space.
Is it?
It won't look like a rehearsal space like Brian Electric will though.
Okay.
If that's what you want. Yeah.
I just want it to look cool, and I want it to be a place that we don't mind hanging around for 14 hours. Do you know any of the guys there?
Kind of.
Is it Dan Logan?
Does he work there?
Somebody works there.
Really?
We'll find out.
Someone
I'll ask
from
Dan.
one of the bands.
I'll ask
Oh,
Dan.
really? Oh, okay.
I'll ask
Maybe
Dan
it might
and
be
see.
Dan Logan.
Okay, so let's see if we can do that. Is there parking around it? Because there's going to be
Yeah.
bands coming from all over the
Do
country.
you parking?
Great, so you can go to the gym after you.
Are you trying to sponsor the gym or something? Are you getting paid to say this?
Good. Okay. So now, if we're gonna, I want to move fast on this because I want to have a month of promoting it and pushing it via not just Facebook, but I want to document the entire process. So this is the embryonic phase. Then the next thing will be we'll do a video. Then after that we'll start to push it. Then we'll start to talk about the bands that are coming through and why some of them will get through and why some of them won't. So we'll document the whole phase. This being kind of stage 1, and we'll have its own playlist on YouTube, which I really like the idea of. So it's got its own story to work with, and it's not just here's another strategy. But if we're going to move fast on this, and we're going to do a video on this maybe later on this afternoon, if we can book the 13th or 14th in that building or in our building. Am I missing anything? That all make sense? Does make sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Cool.
Okay, and then what I'll do as well is I'll start to think about, over the next couple of weeks, I'll start to think about some documents that I can actually show that we will use on the day. Because I like this idea of an MOT for your social media strategy, and this is the form we're going to fill in, and this is the targets that we're going to put in place. So I like that idea. Good. So if you wouldn't mind just editing this into, don't have to edit it, literally cut. Katie can sponsor the gym, and for the bands who are watching this, that get in early because they're watching all the content. Just get ready. Just tell the bands, talk to the bandmates, and start to actually get them on board, because the faster you move, the better.
Would this apply to solo artists as well?
I think so. Yeah, I think it should apply. It should apply to anyone. Oh, I put my microphone. I think it should apply to anyone who is, who is effectively an act, an artist, a band, or
A comedian.
why not a magician?
Get a bit of stand-up in there.
Yeah, so I think it should. And if it's a solo artist who is literally solo, or if it's a solo artist with a band, then that's up to them to sort that stuff out. But yeah, I think it should.
Cool.
Happy?
Yeah.
I like it.
Good. All right. Break.